Keep it gay, keep it gay, keep it gay. Keep it gay, keep it gay, keep it gay.
They say great art is difficult to understand, but easy to enjoy. Hey, Beavis. It's hard, but it's not like hard. Yeah.
Good evening, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever, whenever, however you all are. Welcome to Clobby's Comic Shop. Fellas and lady, I see you all here. Thank you, by the way, for being here early. Appreciate that. Yes, no hat. I might put on. I just felt like I showered earlier. I'm like, yes, I do shower, believe it or not. It's Nozzle's faces. Brad Young says, haha, first like a chat. Oh, yeah, check stream elements. And it looks like he said that last night. Am I seeing that right? Yeah, 20 hours ago. Well, Brad Young for a $5 direct donation from last night says, before the show even starts. Also, in case I'm late. It turns out I was the one that late. So thank you, Brad Young, and Happy New Year to you, sir. Hello, Walter Tomaszewski. Lord Thoughts, Stephen M. Kellel, Penny. Hello, Tim Hayes. Hello, hello, hello. What's going on? Yes, hello. And see, there's a few lurkers as well. And of course, for those of you who like to have it both ways, we are streaming on Rumble as well because, yes, some of you do like to have it as such. So there is your Rumble link if you're a man who wants to have it both ways. Otherwise, choose your one way and, well, you decide how you want to go about it from there. All right? You decide how you want to go because either way, it's the first stream of 2026 on my channel. It's a crazy thing. Wow. I finally got to do this. Tuesday night, for those of you who missed it, we did the fast food tier list, and that was a great time, by the way. It was a superb time. Seriously, it was like freaking awesome. And pardon me with this whole camera. It was such a blast. It had such a huge blast. And I thought about something when that was going on. What's up, Jonathan Conroy? I thought, how could I incorporate a tier list into a comic show? How does that go? Like, do you do like a tier list of like which are the coolest X-Men characters, maybe the coolest Batman villains? How does that get done? And I was thinking, wow, maybe I should ask my chat. How would you like to see a comic book tier list type of show done? Would it be the ranking of the runs of like a character? Let's just say Daredevil, which that would be a bit tough. Spider-Man would be a bit easier, but it would be like, oh, well, we know this run will be considered all-timer. This will be considered good. This one will suck. I would like to know, what are your guys' thoughts and suggestions? I want to see whatever you guys got in the chat for comic book tier lists suggestions, because I think that would be really fun. Something we should really do. I mean, why would we not? I have not really seen many comic book based tier lists, and I think it would be really cool to really just have something like that going and really keep the chat engaged. And I like really engaged chats. I feed off the energy. It's like, imagine I'm Judas Priest. You guys are the crowd. Judas Priest, when they play live, they feed off the energy of the crowd. And so they give that energy back. I feed off the energy of a very interactive, engaged chat. And it's my duty and responsibility to give off that energy back to you guys. And I want to do something. So Stephen M., Jonathan, guys, I want to hear some ideas. Brad, if you got any. D-Bud, if you're out there. What's up, Christian? He says, bonjour, everybody. Hello, hello. How are you, Christian? Happy New Year to you and your family, bro. I hope you guys had a fantastic New Year. Mine was pretty great. Kids and I were up till 2 or 2:30 a.m. We watched Rocky 3, and that was great. I did a post about how if Rocky 3 came out today, it would have multiple endings, the way like every major story nowadays has multiple endings. I did a list of the endings. I don't know if you guys saw it on Twix. If you guys want to see it, I'd be glad to show you. But definitely like had me like thinking, wow, we really are at this point where this shit happens. What's up, Buddy Hepburn? Says, howdy y'all. Yes, please, guys. I really want to hear some ideas. And what's up, Christian, for Canadian 5? He says, comic book for me. Debbie does Dallas cracking jokes. Okay, maybe I'm retarded. I may have missed a joke, or you're just saying something just to, well, frick around and say that. Either way, I'm all about it. All right? I don't know about Debbie does Dallas. Where's the rest of my panel? Pablo is late. Okay. The common nerd will not be here tonight because he's still not feeling well. I hear he's got really bad, aggressive, hardcore diarrhea. I'm joking, by the way. He did not say that at all. I just want to say, in case if I did say that, he would pop up in the chat. Hey, that's not true. No, he's not. He's clearly not here because he would have responded very fast. But no, common nerd, he's sick because, well, everyone has AIDS this time of year. Not really. I just want to get a reaction. He's not feeling well, and he will get there. He will really get there. And what's up, Mars Monkey Max? Long time no see. Steven says, yeah, it'd be the movie equivalent to those Choose Your Own Adventure books. Yeah, is that for the Debbie Does Dallas or for the comic tier list? Clarification, sir. Clarification. I'd like to see where you are at with that. Oh, by the way, Common said, yeah, he's just not feeling well. So Jesse has been coughing. I believe it. I really. Oh, dude, you know me. I'm just talking trash. That's all. I'm just talking trash. I like the commenter a lot. I think he's a wonderful man. I truly mean that. Like from the deep bottom of my black heart, I truly mean that. Debbie Does Dallas. See, I wouldn't know. I know. I'm not exciting like that. I wouldn't know. I come here to learn about comics. Any suggestions would be out of my zone unless it's the X-Men remake from one of the animated series on Fox in the 90s. You know, maybe Brad Young. I think I got an idea. We could do, even though it would not be about comics, but maybe we could do one eventually. We could do a tier list of all the Foxmen properties. You know, the X-Men movies, the Deadpool movies, Wolverine. Maybe that could be a tier list. Only problem is we'd have to have some really deep discussions to make that go like a full hour and a half. Otherwise, that type of show would probably be done in like 40, 45 minutes. Maybe we could do some with that. Maybe, because I think that would be fun. Maybe that could lead to some good arguments, like about how I would personally rank Logan very low, and the rest of the panel would probably hate me for saying that, and I'll still stand by it, saying X-Men Origins Wolverine is the best of the three, even though the Deadpool in that movie is absolutely atrocious, and it is. That non-talking Deadpool is atrocious. Whether you like or hate the character, irrelevant. That movie's the best one, even though that character is the worst. The worst. All right, let's see these comments here. Oh, yeah, buddy. So he's got the science and throw thing around. I'm sorry to hear, man. Just he has age. When you mentioned the Rocky movie. Oh, on Twix. I can't recall if you have Twix, Twitter X. You know, why don't I just get it up for you guys, okay? I'm going to get it up. I'm going to show you this post I did. I think it was a few nights ago. It was about Rocky 3 and how it has its multiple endings. I think I found it. I did find it. Let's take a look, shall we? And here we. Oh, hold up. Bring that down. Sorry, almost got some confidential stuff. Confidential. Yes, I have privacy too. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Yeah, no shit. No shit, man. For real. All right. Can one imagine if Rocky 3 came out today and ended? It would do the following. One, go to the Balboa house so Adrian can check on his son. So, for those of you who need a refresher, Rocky 3 obviously ended up with Rocky Balboa winning the second fight against Clubber Lang, aka Mr. T, played by him, and his trainer for that was Apollo Creed. And after that fight won, Rocky claimed the championship. We didn't really get much of Clubber Lang after, if anything. And then you go to like a rinky dinky gym, probably the gym where they Rocky trained at, and Rocky and Apollo have like a fight in private, a private boxing match. Even to the point where we know Apollo does his own ding ding manually, and they're about to throw swings at each other, and the movie cuts out. And notice how that movie we had a fight one, and we saw Apollo's favor when he said, "Hey, you're gonna owe me a favor after this fight." The favor paid off with, "You're gonna give me a rematch. This won't be in private." That's what the payoff was, because that was the whole gist of him training for it. And I thought, wow, very quick, straightforward way of ending the movie. Now, bring it back to if it ended today, I let off the first one, go in the Balboa house so Agent could check on the son. Second would be Paulie needs to go to therapy for his alcohol problem. He would probably talk about how he wishes he had a better job with Rocky, and then the therapist would validate his feelings, how there's nothing wrong with how you feel. You're right to feel resentful towards Balboa. He should have given you a better paying job, even though Paulie did nothing to earn his position. Clubber Lang would have been shown crying or some sappy shit on his flight back to Chicago. And I'm sad because Clubber Lang in the movie is from Chicago. So they were showing him on the plane, and he would have been crying about it. And I've had one of my buddies, Disciple of Rock, say that they probably would have made it like a racial angle. Yeah, they probably would have. That's true too. Adrian B. Trans. Yeah, that could be true too. I pay the full as and see every rock movie at least head to right. I agree, man. What's up, Deeple? How you doing, dude? Let's see. Here's an idea for a tier list. All right, and we'll get back on his Rocky 3. By the way, 16 of you in here. What's up? Thank you guys very much. Here's an idea for your tier list from Steve M. Comparing the top and worst comic book movies in regards to how faithful they are to respective source material. That'd be a great stream. That's a great idea, dude. I think that is now I gotta figure out how we break that down. But I feel like that would be really freaking good to do. That's definitely one idea. Thank you, Steven. That is definitely something I'm going to tell the guys we need to pursue. Rocky, son would be gay or trans. Yeah, in the fourth, especially in the fifth movie, when his son had that earring and Balboa was giving him crap for it. Definitely in that movie, he would have been gay. That's for sure. Paul still hasn't made it for throwing away perfectly good turkey. Yeah, right. No shit, dude. Was that in the second movie he did that, or was the first one? Boy, what a dick. Let's continue on. So Rocky and Apollo wouldn't spar at the end. This is an important one. You know why? Because when I was talking about earlier, when Apollo says for the training, "Hey, if I'm going to help you out, you're going to owe me a favor." In the modern ending, they wouldn't spar. They would have just gone about the separate endings each, and that favor that Rocky owed would have had no payoff. It would have been just Apollo saying, "Oh, I just meant that for motivation or something. I didn't really mean that." It would have been one of those buttering up only to blue ball you. Absolute heaven. And we would have had a marvelized preview of Ivan Drago in some way. That is today's version of a Rocky 3 ending. Wouldn't most of these movies be awful? I think they're like cover. They're all that faith. Well, there are ones that are really faithful and they're still not great, and there are ones that are a little less faithful and they're still good. And there's ones that are very faithful and good, and there's ones that are very unfaithful and very bad. So I think that's gonna really, if we're talking, I don't think he's talking on the basis of quality at all. I think he's more so talking on the basis of strictly comic book faithfulness. I don't think quality of the movie had anything to do with it. I mean, at least that's what I got from Steven's poll. Steven, if you feel like I'm wrong, tell me and correct me, buddy. Paul would have to give the hey yo, hey yo. Today's movies are like if the writer watched the Stuart Smalley sketches from SNL, took them seriously. I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Yeah. What was it on Rocky 3? See, I was watching because kids hadn't seen it. I was like, all right, well, you've seen one, you've seen two recently. So we've done three. Soon we're going to do 4, 5, and 6. And that's going to happen. It's so going to happen. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. By the way, for next week, guys, we're going to be talking Norfolka Glorious Death from Eric July and Ronaldson Freer next Saturday night. So that will be something to tune in for. And then, of course, now that we're talking about tier lists, that would be something, whether it's the Foxman tier list and then another tier list for ranking by faithfulness. I think that's a damn good idea, Steven. I'm going to bring it up to the guys. I don't think they would say no. I think that's a damn great show and happen. Might take a little long, but man, would it be good if we did that. Seriously, what do you lose from that? What do you lose from that? And what's up, Toback and Deeple over on the Rumble side? Welcome, gentlemen. I see you over there on Rumble. Yes, we have Rumblers here. And you know what? They deserve some damn acknowledgement too, because we like our Rumblers here. I like the Rumble. I'm a big fan of the Rumble. I like the movie The Warriors, which is basically one giant Rumble. My favorite wrestling event is called the Royal Rumble. So anything with a Rumble is just going to sell me. And then there's a social media site called Rumble. A little average, a little mediocre even. But hey, I've done okay on Rumble, so I can't complain when I myself is doing okay. Rumble is the cool side of the pillow chat. Yeah, I think what Deeple's trying to tell you all is that you should all transition with him. You should all transition with him. And Deeple and Toback, since you boys are rumbling, I want to hear, guys, your thoughts for comic book tier lists. I want to hear what are your ideas. Seriously, like swing them to me. Give it to me. I want to know, where do you guys want me to go all in and say, Nick, this is the one. This is the one, dude. And I'll be like, okay, bro, I got you. I got you, and I'm going to go all in. No, not transition. Relocate. Hey, you know me. That's just my lingo. That's my way I speak on here. That's just how I go. Good times don't last, but bad guys do. Laser Ramon. I clearly had an energy drink today, and it was good. It was good. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I got this sucker finally. I thought I owned this. Either I lost it, or I'm just imagining a world where I owned it and never had it. And that could be a me problem. Maybe I'm Jussie Smollett, but half white, half Puerto Rican. But gonna be reading this bastard tonight again. But except my physical copy of it. Because I swear I thought I had one. Either way, I corrected it. I found one on eBay. I spent about $10 for this. And it's one of my favorite Daredevil comics. And it's one of my favorite Andocenti's run. And it's got some of my favorite John Romita Jr. art of any of his comics ever. If I can live in a world where I succeed in, let's just say, getting him on to his channel to chat, what I was talking about, the upcoming Psychic Sam Volume 2 early next year, I would love to bring up this issue because I'm a huge fan of the Innocenti run. And there's some flaws with the run, but I really love Romita Jr.'s art. Between this and Daredevil Year One, I'm just saying. Be cool, wouldn't it? Nick Weiser, John Romita Jr., 6 p.m. Thursday night, Clash of the Titans, live at Nick Weiser's channel on YouTube and Rumble. Okay, here we go. Stephen M. Kello. Sorry, Isaiah FK. To answer your earlier question, the faithfulness of the comic to a storyline is based on inspired by could be the correct. You know, that would probably actually make it even simpler because there's not as many movies that are based on a very specific storyline. And then you would have to have a good discussion on how you would break down the Winter Soldier because that one is more or less faithful. A lot of the basic ideas are there. You know, Bucky Barnes coming back from the past, and it's the revealing of the Winter Soldier. But a lot of the stuff that plays out is very different in the comic book to the story. Now it's like they have the same idea, both the comic book and the movie, but the way they play out are both very different. Yet the core concept remains. So at that point, would one call the concept being the same, but the way it plays out different faithful, or would you call that unfaithful, or would you say that's somewhere in between? See, that's where that fine line comes in. You can even probably make the same argument about Civil War as well, because you have a different ending, definitely a very different ending, but the core concept is there. Captain America, Iron Man at odds with each other, political differences. Now, what happens in the movies compared to the books is very different, which for those of you who read the books obviously know that. How see that's where it gets tricky. So I think you would have to really make it very black and white. How faithful is it? Period. Because that is such a man, when I think about that, maybe that's just the geek in me speaking, but I think that would really add a layer of conversation where we'd be going forever. At that point, would it be a tier list show or would it just be a debate or a discussion? I don't know, but ooh, man, see, that's where it gets tough, Steven. That's where it gets tough. And then Deep Bowl says best movies are including TV shows because of seasons 1, 2, Daredevil, very good. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. If we're talking about strictly based on quality, obviously Daredevil. Okay. See, for me, I'd go seasons 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, that's just me. I know some people aren't as wild about it. I love season 3. 1, 2, and 3 for me are some of the finest television, not just in Marvel history, but in just television. Period for me. I've gone back to 1, 2, and 3 with nothing but love over and over again. No, I would say, like, yeah, the first season of Jessica Jones is a pretty faithful story to it. Obviously, there's some, and it's obviously the only season that matters, really. What's up, Mr. Crom? How's it going, Conan by Crom? I'm looking forward to that new Megadeth album, by the way, bro. January 23rd. By the way, if you guys are not subscribed to the Bonded by Metal channel, because I will be doing a ranking the albums of all the 16 prior Megadeth albums on that channel. And of course, I will have a review out for the new 17th and final album titled Megadeth out that same day the album releases. All I'm saying is you should be subscribed to Bonded by Metal if you somehow have it. And on top of it, a few days ago, I put out a video, top 10 albums of 2025, which is like what major incentive to why you should be subbed. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying you should be subbed just off of that alone. And I will put the Bonded by Metal link in the chat so I know that you guys rightfully course correct if you haven't watched it yet. You can watch it tonight. Let this be your reminder. So I'm whipping it out and putting it in the chat. Throw up a link, man. He says, all right, this is the Bonded by Metal channel right here. The Megadeth videos will be out later this month, but the top 10 albums of 2025, I uploaded on December 31st. So just find the video, right click it on your watch later tabs. It is a nice half-hour video when you're doing the Megadeth show. I would say I'm figuring out how I want to do the Megadeth thing for the ranking the albums. I might do it as a stream on my channel, and then I might re-upload it to Bonded My Metal as a regular video. So I am considering doing that. That's something I'm definitely looking at doing. Oh, we got Ironcaster here.
Hello, sir. Sorry about that. Life comes at you sometimes.
It do be like that. How are you, my man?
It's going pretty good. Been sick the last couple of days, but I'm kind of getting better. So, on the all, I guess it's like we're starting from kind of a low point. The year can only get better. So, Happy New Year's, by the way.
Happy New Year to you, sir. How's your New Year's Eve?
Not too well. I was in bed sick, but I actually wound up seeing a great movie.
Which
As I was
one?
laying in bed. I sat down and I watched the brand new Death Stalker.
Okay. Now, do tell us about Deathstalker.
This is a remake of like 1983 sword and sorcery film
Okay.
about a titular dude, big muscles, with a big sword, going around to basically on a quest to stop some great ancient evil from arising. It is your atypical sword and sorcery plot.
Okay. Okay.
Tons of action. The effects can be a little iffy at times, but it is overall a great movie. You're gonna enjoy yourself if you want some big swords, if you want to have that kind of dumb, silly action. Uh, for some people might not like the fact that Patton Oswalt is voicing a character in the film. But he is the voice of the midget doodad who gets thrown around, so you get that as a plus.
Mm-hmm.
And for our Warhammer fans out there, it works as a good plot of a cult of like ancient like Nurgle worshippers rising up. So there's a couple ways you can look at it, but either way, it's a lot of fun. You don't get a ton of the spice the nice spice of life, but I think you'll enjoy it all the same. And plus, as far as 2025 films go, this thing came under the radar. No one knew this thing came out, but this was a brand new movie. I enjoyed this a lot more than I did Superman.
Okay. No, hey, I'm just glad you enjoyed it. That's good. That's kind of a big deal, dude. Kind of a big deal. It's good that you had something to latch on to, enjoy, and have something to come away with. So that's good. No, I like hearing that. You said it's called Deathstalker.
Yes,
Hopefully,
Deathstalker.
I can get around to it sometime between now and forever because it sounds like a delight to watch. Yeah, I think my favorite thing that came out this year, movie wise, was definitely F1. That's for sure. F1 was my far and away. That was my numero uno. Loved it, and Epic Mike, if you're out there, I love you, man. But I disagree with the. Well, it's good because a lot of things are he. I know. I think he said it was fine, but he said it just seems a lot better compared because a lot of things are bad. No, dude, that movie's just great on its own merits. It's got a great, wonderful, coherent story, excellent performance from Brad Pitt, and the racing provides the ultimate adrenaline rush. And then when you see it in Dolby, it is a thrill ride. Obviously, that can't be done now because it's obviously on streaming physical media. But VR sound system, dude, experience F1 that way. Oh, man. What's up, RJ Godzilla? And we got 20 in our chat. Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy New Year. 20 of you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the lot of you. Cheers and beers. Yes, I'm going to get on drinking soon as well. I promise. Because, well, it's the new year. I need a new drink. I'm just almost finished with my energy drink. So while I was waiting for you, Caster, I was going over how on New Year's Eve, the kids and I were watching Rocky 3. And how I said if Rocky 3 came out today, it would have multiple endings. And I told our chat how the movie ended. And this is how when the movie ended in 1982 to how we would end today. And I would really challenge anyone, and I mean anyone, to tell me how I'm wrong. I challenge anyone on that because, man, I have I have some stories need multiple endings, but this whole idea of having everything even to have it for characters that don't need it drives me fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's frustrating because in so many ways they have to feel like they have to moralize and stand upon like, oh, all these negative aspects about any character. They all have to be resolved, or they all have to be, pointed out as they all get what they have coming to them. When it's like, no, some people are just jerks and they sadly never do get what they have coming to them. Or,
Well, there's
sometimes,
also not every character needs to have a big moment.
yeah, that
Let's
too.
be simpler with that. Like, not every character needs to be included to have a moment. It's okay in Rocky 3. We know Clubber Lang and then he probably just fucked off somewhere. We don't need to have him like go cry to a therapist or be on a plane home like whining about how he lost a fight. We don't need that. I that's my where I'm the angle that I'm coming from is we don't need to have every single thing covered. To me, stories like The Lord of the Rings, a lot of big essential characters there, that kind of requires multiple endings. I feel like when those movies came out, it kind of felt special to have a lot of ground being covered because it felt like there's a lot to cover. So you got a lot to really wrap up. I could roll with that. But
Well,
there's a lot of these newer shows, even good ones, where they have all these endings for characters where it's like we don't need this. We don't need this wrapped up. We don't need to see this character have a final hurrah. These are not essential characters.
and it's sort of like in comics how we are forever within the shadow of Watchmen and The Dark Knight Rises,
Oh God,
where
that's a
it is
problem. That's a
something
whole other
where,
can of worms.
yeah, it is the movie equivalent of that. And I'll let's go with that. Like, yeah,
Go ahead.
the Lord of the Rings being those films that did that, uh just gave so much air to everyone to want to try to do that. And I see what you're getting at.
Okay, but I agree with you that on the comic problem. Oh God, that's a you just unleash a whole other can of worms there, dude. Straight up, it
They
is
are a curse upon
sickening.
the industry.
Yeah. I like the Dark Knight Returns, even though I'm more preferable to Batman Year One from Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli. I like Dark Knight Returns. I like what it did for the industry to an extent, but I also simultaneously hate what it did as well, probably even more than the things that I liked. Because it became this, we now need every story to be like that.
Yep.
And there are some characters where it works and it can be fun even to have that one last stand story. But to make it the formula going forward, but I'd say, in my opinion, Watchmen is even worse for attempting it because everyone wanted to be Watchmen. Whereas every writer just wanted Batman to be old in their stories. And a lot of the movie directors wanted Batman to be old. It's like Batman is either beginning or he's retiring, but he can never be in the middle of his prime. How about Batman in the middle of his prime with a movie where the villain is KG Beast? I would love the shit out of that. And then Nightwing pops up. Bro.
I'd be down for a peak Batman film where the villain is Zaz.
Oh, dude. Dude.
Do not come. Do not come.
Oh.
I'm gonna come.
Oh. Now, see, Depot has an interesting comment here, and I slightly disagree. And here's a problem with disagreeing: is I want to agree with him, and here's where I disagree. I feel like the movies are in the shadow in terms of quality, yes, but the problem is in terms of the expectation of the story, they're not in the shadow. They're anything. They're trying to do whatever it takes to not be in that shadow at all. They want a Batmanized Superman, looking at you, Zack Snyder, in your trash movies, or James Gunn's overcorrection universe. I've said before on this channel, I enjoy Superman. I have my problems with it, but that all said, I hated Creature Commandos with a raging passion. And I think Supergirl looks like absolute trash. Like I stand by that. But even with the things I like, I can still acknowledge all the trash issues that I have with the DCU there. None of these universes are still ultimately getting the DCU right. That's ultimately the problem. Is they're both making the universe what they want them to be, not giving us the DCU as is. They're taking little bits here and there of what is, but then they're saying this is how I want it to be. And they're both doing it. They both have done it. It doesn't matter whether you lean towards Snyder or Gunn, or hell, even if you hate them both, which I can respect that even. They're both trying to put their spin on it.
So I think it's actually more so we are, but you have so many people wanting to refuse to even acknowledge it. Because you see people constantly, you see these takes that always pop up with people trying to say, oh, Superman 78 was never that great.
God, yeah.
They're trying to be contrarians, purely be these, contrarians. And it's always the same type of person who always gives this bullshit take too. It's like, yes, it's people who never liked Superman to begin with, don't appreciate the character, and so it's effectively lost on them.
It's when you derail Superman the movie, you might as well just say just be honest and say I don't like Superman for who he is. Because that movie gets Superman for who he is. It's as bad as I like this comic book movie because it's less comic booky. Thanks for telling me you don't like the genre. You don't actually appreciate something for what it is. You're liking something for what it's not. So you don't like the movie. Okay. Next. Yeah, see, I want Deeple to be right. And maybe Deeple sees where I'm coming from. And I could see where he's come from to a point. And probably we're thinking two different shadows. I'm thinking of the shadow based on what they don't want to do. The territory of where they don't want to go. He's probably looking at the shadow in terms of the quality, which I do agree with you. If that's what you're talking about, assuming that's what you're talking about, Deeple. The shadow I'm looking at is different. Yeah. Oh, it does show. It does. It does. It does show. It does. Absolutely does. And Toback has a few comments on here I want to highlight, and I can't really highlight, but I'll acknowledge it because Rumble. So, and then guys, we will talk comics. I promise, because I have read Spider-Man and I have read Fantastic Four. We will absolutely talk about them. Okay. All right. See, Toback says. Did you look up the Iron Studios website, Iron Man Eddie script yet? Maybe you can tell me if a specific album version of Eddie. Could you put the link in the Rumble chat, Toback? If you could get that link, I will happily get it up for you, and we can highlight it later tonight. Oh, look who's arrived!
Howdy ho! Hey, what's up?
Sup, dude?
Dude, today is a great day for freedom. It's a great day for a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of what has been harming the economy of my country has been basically destroyed because, there's a lot of things that were happening in Ecuador because of what was happening in Venezuela. The only sad thing is, as a lot of people are saying right now, the hookers are going back to their country. So, people will be sad. But I think it's a price I'm willing to pay.
Yeah, I saw a lot of videos from a lot of South America countries, people celebrating. And I saw that, dude. It was just so wild to wake up this morning, getting ready for work, and all of a sudden I just see, I'm like, whoa, what the hell? I was like, bro, what? And all of a sudden I see a video. Javier Milei congratulates the Don. I was just like, oh, whoa, Javier Milei, what? What's going on here? I was like, bro.
Last week
I just got done brushing my teeth. Let me get some coffee in me, and then I'll listen.
Last week I was on Jesse's channel, And I say that I had the feeling that it will be on New Year's because the attack on Africa was on Christmas. So I was like, yeah, the timing, I think they are trying to get people with their pants down and they are going on New Year. Well, yeah, New Year holiday, they did it. I'm The only thing that I was really worried about was there was this planned attack to Venezuela. Nobody knew when, and I have a friend there that, sadly enough, he's Ecuadorian. He went there to get married and stayed there, and he was living there for so long that his passport obviously went bad. So I had to get him a new passport. The only
Ooh.
issue, you cannot send documentation to Venezuela. So I have had his passport for a year. If he wanted to run from Venezuela and come back to Ecuador, he could not. Because I had his means to be saved. Now it won't go that bad. There's a lot of people saying America is a terrible country. They can invade us. They don't need to invade us. They dealt with a Latin America government in 50 minutes. They
Dude.
don't need to take us. They can wipe us out in less than an hour. So instead of saying, you see, they are terrible, they can do that, be grateful. Because your fucking ass could be next. Avoid socialism, avoid communism, stay in the right lane, and enjoy. Welcome capitalism back to my region.
Dude, it feels like the region is slowly correcting itself. And yes, chat, I promise we'll get in the comment between El Salvador, Argentina, Venezuela. It's like there's a slow but steady course correction. Hopefully it can happen for Brazil as well.
Bill's gay speech is straight last long as the operation.
Yep.
Oh man.
You know what's the funniest part? If we start talking Amazing Spider-Man, we will go deeper into politics.
Yeah, we will. We actually will. That's the funny part. Is we will go deeper in politics. Yeah,
what
we
perfect
will.
timing on these books.
Yeah, right.
Dude, do you remember when Bin Laden got killed?
Yeah.
You went to 4chan, and 4chan had American music playing. And I mean pro-American music playing. Full blast, and you could not deactivate it. It's one of the reasons why Chrome had to add the feature to mute a tab. Because people were entering on 4chan and were getting crazy because it was full blast all day. I wish they did that this time. I really wish they did.
I wish, dude. I freaking we gotta be the ones that do it ourselves then. All right.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, hey, to the Venezuela, America. You know what? That's a good time to do a cheers. So please, hey, Javier Milei says it, and it looks like the Don would be saying, but long live fucking freedom, damn it. Cheers.
Fuck yeah.
Is there any better way to celebrate, have a little celebratory glass than of a little Coca-Cola?
Oh,
What's
God damn
more
it, I have
American?
Well, I hit the pipe, but Coca-Cola will be better.
All right, I found the link from Toback. He sent it to me, and we're gonna highlight it. So I'm gonna bring my thing down. Okay, what's up, Read by Nature? Let's highlight this Iron Maiden statue that he speaks of. Is this Eddie 50th anniversary? Okay. I don't think I've seen this one. This might be new, and I don't think it's actually based off any album cover. So you'll look at it. But regardless, it looks killer. So it looks very killer. Oh, it's actually really affordable. It's only $50. I thought it was $50 pants, so it was like $200. No, dude, this is really killer. So yeah, it looks like it's right here. I'm looking here.
Oh,
Not any particular albums. That looks like right there. See, that doesn't look like anything. It looks like it's just a general covering the bases type of deal. Oh, see, that's a better shot of it. Oh, that looks nice. So you can see he's got the cyber eye like you would see in Somewhere in Time. So I'll say that. So maybe there's, if you look, maybe it's like a little bit of a collage thing. There's like, if there's probably Easter eggs all over this thing. You gotta spot the details for what the album cover is based off. Like maybe that helmet could be something like A Matter of Life and Death, stuff like that. But dude, either way, man, way cool. Absolutely killer. Hold up. Yeah, that is A Matter of Life and Death. I recognize that helmet. Yeah, I see the silver on that. Yep, I remember.
it's really
it.
fitting that you are showing that because I got this today.
Oh, what'd you get today?
So,
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Yep. I still
yeah.
haven't opened it.
Yeah.
I will get the camera stand and everything better for next week so I can open it. But the original one got lost on the mail.
Ooh,
Thanks,
that's not good.
UPS. So this arrived 2 months late because we had to ask for Wizards to send it back and everything. So when I purchased it here in Ecuador, it was $65 pre-sale. Right now, on the internet, it's going to up to 150, and it's climbing. If I say the only reason why I'm maybe I shouldn't open it is because when the concert comes to Ecuador, I may be able to sell this for the ticket and like 200 extra.
Oh yeah,
That's the
I
time to
I
sell it.
can't wait for that. I can't wait for Iron. In America, I get Iron Maiden and Megadeth. I cannot wait. That is in September in my state. I cannot wait.
Dude, November is going to be wild here, and
Oh,
because
you
it's
you
an
get
oldie.
November. So you got November on the
Yep.
tour. Okay, you got that.
Uh,
Your tour stops November. Okay.
There's some people that think that maybe it's too old or whatever, so they are not buying the tickets.
Uh-huh.
There's tickets on $55. I'm
Ooh.
trying to save $55. If I can get $55, I will get them go to Iron Maiden again.
Oh yeah.
Because I may be in a bad position right now because everything that is going on, but this is still Iron Maiden, man. I don't give a crap. There's some things that are worth not eating a couple of days.
Nah, dude, it's a beaut. It's a damn beaut.
Look at this art, man. Look at this art.
Oh, it's so good. I'm gonna big in you again. Oh yeah.
God damn it. Can you focus, camera?
It's lacking focus, but do I notice how badass it is from a distance? Yeah.
There you go. That's better.
There we go. Oh yeah. Oh,
That is killer, man.
dude. So good. So good.
I will not purchase a silk product from Wizards that often. This one I had to. I just had to. Dude, is
Oh, as you should, man. Come on. As you should. It's only right that you did this.
I lost my ticket for the first concert.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm really pissed about that. I lost my ticket for the first concert. So I don't know if it got mixed with some documentation or something, but that's something that I wanted to get in a frame. Yeah, not anymore. So I need to go to a new concert so I can get that ticket on the frame, right? That's my justification. That's how I will try to explain it to people. Yeah, I think I had to sell a couple of kidneys, but you know what?
But you know, those guys didn't need them.
Yeah, exactly.
Sold them.
Yeah. Gents, I'm having fun geeking out, celebrating Venezuela, looking at some Iron Maiden, talking multiple endings. But we got some comics to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm just
An
saying,
interesting one.
I think we're going to do Fantastic Four 581 first. All right. Because I feel like that definitely warrants a discussion first. So, gentlemen, chat, I got a question for you guys. And it starts with 3 words. Okay. I ask of all of you, are you ready? All right. Fantastic Four number 581. Ironcaster. Batters up, sir. You are first.
Well, immediately, it's a bit of a surprise issue because after everything we had last issue, we had all our fun. It's like, well, how do you follow this up with? It's like we're actually going to get some plot going forward. Like a lot of the seeds we've been planting to this point, we're finally seeing going on. Like when we had uh their son come back
Uh-huh.
from the future, to tell them, like, give them the word of all the hope lies in doom. We get it's like, okay, are we gonna follow up on that? And it's one of those things you think at first is like, oh yeah, maybe one day down the road they'll get to it. It's like, no, like 6 months later, like here we are following up on this within like the same calendar year, and you get to see, holy crap, there's so much going on. Like going into this, seeing off the far future, you get to see we even get to see a grown up Valeria who takes a lot after her mother.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, facts, man. Facts.
Those
I caught
ass
on to that
jeans,
too.
man. Those ass jeans.
Mhm.
Here I can build. So so what do you think on the art of the story? Because in my opinion, I feel like the art was better only because it had less to rely on kids. I feel like it had a lot more to do on architecture and big scope stuff. And I feel like Edward Azar benefited from not having to do as many kids. Do you feel like it was better, not great, but better because of that?
I would say so. The kids have always been one of the biggest issues with this
Oh
series
yeah.
to look at. It's to where the kids never look right.
Especially with Edwards.
Oh, especially. And with these first few pages here, getting to see her in these first couple pages here, the lack of backgrounds is a bit of an interesting choice, but
Mm-hmm.
it means you have to do a lot more to make these characters be emphasized because there's nothing else for your eye to be drawn to. Except
Uh-huh.
then maybe you notice and realize there literally is nothing else. And so I wonder I do wonder what was the intentional choice with that. But I mean, we see Franklin is able to do anything to make the world what he wants.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So it's a bit of a question of like, where are they exactly?
Mm-hmm. I love Valeria's as crazy as her uncle do. Yeah. So did you feel overall though that you enjoyed this issue?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's been satisfying some stuff. Plus, holy shit, we got the appearance of Reed's father,
Mm-hmm.
which I totally forgot was a part of this. Like I kind of vaguely knew he was tied with I think like there was a Shield comic around the same time that was like that dealt with like Leonardo da Vinci and all kinds of weird abstract time travel
Uh-huh.
nonsense, and I think he was involved in that. But it was one of those things of like it's just not as he's as well brought in. But I mean, so much of this is ultimately just kind of built on all the time travel. We're getting to see stuff all around, so it's a bit of a crazy issue.
Yeah, I agree. So, like you, I'm of the mind that it was a really good issue, but I liked how we didn't try to follow up the fun. We let that breathe on its own and then say, "Hey guys, we're glad you had some fun, but now we got to get back to the main story." And this really pushes things forward. We get Nathaniel Richards involved, reads a father. He tells about this big thing he was involved with, and it's pretty gargantuan. But lucky it doesn't get to like Warren Ellis, Grant Morrison levels of territory where it gets so messy and confusing that you feel like you don't know what's going on anymore. it somehow talks about shockingly very coherently. I thought we were gonna have an exposition festival. It's probably the most exposition-y issue, even though somehow a lot of stuff happens even amongst the exposition, but it didn't bog us down to it like it felt like a homework assignment. I loved having this moment of Reed and Victor in class right here, the younger selves in class. This was my favorite moment of this book. And I love how Victor is just there to be Reed's contrarian argument. Now, does Von Doom know how to actually have some compelling arguments in contrast to Reed? Actually, yeah, he does. I'm not saying that in a sympathetic villain sense, but it's just he understands humanity and the primal nature of humanity. So he definitely sees that. Reed looks for the best in things, but also Reed will be reasonable. Doom can see good things, but he also sees the worst traits and kind of looks for it first. So they both are realistic, but one looked for the better first, the other looked for the worst first. So there's no line between the two. There's really not.
I did like the little nods when they started getting into the experiments. To things to come. Doom getting a helmet and
Yeah,
Ben
I
in
love
the
how
big
Ben
suit.
got a suit, and he's like, "Oh, this suit." He's like, "This suits me. I could get used to this." When he said that line, I was like, "Be careful what you wish for, Ben." Now that said, I loved how this issue showcased their friendship when they were earlier, because obviously, with Reed and Sue getting married, Sue having her brother Johnny, them having Franklin and Valeria, you don't get to explore what it was like when Reed and Ben were best buddies, because that's something a lot of people, that's a relationship people kind of forget about, if not override, glossed over, because all the other friendships and family dynamics are being tackled. But Rita and Ben were not only just buddies, but they were best buddies, to the point where Ben was like, "Hey, if Victor over there is getting you flick, like, I'll mollywop his ass for you." And I was like, "Oh, it's cool to see it," because I know it was there. I know it was always there. But in this run, it's not really been highlighted well. So it was nice to highlight that, show, yeah, this book, once again, has some really grand ideas, but it's still a Fantastic Four, a family friend book. It's still the story about this family of friends and actual family. I love that it was still there even amongst all of this. Really enjoyed that. Of course, I love Nathaniel coming to visit them from the past and him telling about what happened. I was like, whoa, once again, this is all crazy. And also, I love how we were picking up on threads earlier from earlier issues of this. I was like, bro, I remember that. It was like 5 or 6 issues again. So it was nice to see that being picked up on. I also like, no, when they go to the other world, this is where Edwards' art shines the most. When they go to the future, that to me is where he really starts to shine. I was like, okay, this world looks a lot cooler when we're seeing that rather than him doing kids. Also, seeing Sue see her daughter from the future was great, especially with the whole tea. Could you make the tea first? Oh my God, Val! She clicked on it. It clicked with her right away. Sue was smart. She realized, yes, that's something my daughter would pay attention to. She would catch on to that. She didn't go into a fight for 5 pages. I don't buy that you would just be grown up. She clearly knows, like, I've been a war with futures, multiverses, younger versions, alternate versions. This is you. I love that Sue caught on quickly. It's a small thing,
Exactly.
but for me, that was a big thing because Sue is the type who would catch on. I would actually expect Spider-Man or Daredevil to be a bit more hesitant, resistant, but Sue Storm, I expect her to catch on to this within a 1 fucking minute. And we get that shit here. But back to that other world. It definitely looks like a dystopia. We have seen a lot of dystopia in our last 34 years of media and entertainment. This feels very representative of what we'd expect of a dystopia in the Marvel universe. It looks like some Doom would run, even though they have Doom tagging along for them with the trip, which is funny enough. And the banter between him and Reed, whoo, what a banter! No, I was like, oh, he's actually kind of giving some sass to Reed, and he does not give a fuck about it. I really enjoyed this issue. even though Edwards' art's a major step down from Eaglesham, who I'm gonna miss. But this was definitely one of his better issues due to him having a lot more technology and architecture to work with. Story wise, it moves forward. I could say more, but I'm not going to, so I can let Pablo have the floor with this issue. But I really enjoyed this one. I really did. It's really odd when you have an issue that has a lot of talking and not as much action as the previous issue, but still move the story forward. I am very impressed with what Hickman laid down on this issue. I really am. Anyways, Pablo, sir, I want you to talk about 581 because there's ground I didn't cover and you deserve to have the floor.
There's a lot of things that the MCU has been taking from this. One of it
Oh,
is the
yeah.
time variant. Well, in the
The
MCU
TVA.
is
Yeah.
time variant agency. Here is time variance agency. So the TVA is exactly the same. But
There's a reason
here,
why I wanted to emphasize getting to reading this run because it was directly something they were drawing from for the Fantastic Four. So I knew, hey, this is something we need to look at. We need to get a little bit of familiarity with.
Clearly, we'll probably have some involvement with Doomsday as well. Regardless of how we all feel about the movie, it's clear there's definitely be signs of this at the minimum. But Pablo,
yep.
I'll shut up now.
Uh, Obviously, they reference a character that we don't really see that much in Mortus. I don't know if it's going to get really deep into that character, but basically, that's how they explain that Reed Richards' dad is now Jet Li on one. It's the same plot. He has to kill his other selves to become
Oh, it
the only
totally
one.
is. I love that movie. It's basically The Matrix meets Terminator 2 Judgment Day, but with
Yeah.
Jet Li as the lead. I love the one. We did that as a Toxic Tuesday, I think last summer.
Oh, nice.
I love the one. It's such an underrated movie. It really is. I don't get how
It's
that
great.
movie like it seems like when we did that for Toxic Tuesday, I think Retro was like, wow, I enjoyed this movie, but it's even better than I remember. It's a very underrated Jet Li flick, which by the way, Chef, if you haven't watched the one from Jet Li, please do yourself a favor and watch the one from Jet Li because this definitely I'm wow, Paulo, you blew my mind with that because I love that movie and somehow I didn't make that connection.
Yeah, it's absolutely the same plot. You have to kill all the other versions of yourself on the multiverse, and good luck. Yeah, it's actually. I thought it was a bit derivative until they go into the next part.
Mm-hmm.
He is not trying to kill himself in a simple way. He knows that himself is way stronger. So instead of searching for a way to help himself by himself,
Mm-hmm.
he finds his son, at least one variation of his son,
Mm-hmm.
because we have no confirmation that is not the same read. And remember, not all reads get the same powers.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Not all Bens get the same powers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
So we
true.
now have a
They're
variation
not
of
all
Ben,
treated equally.
yeah, although younger, that has the powers of the thing through a exoskeleton instead of through cosmic rays, but radiation anyway. Is interesting that we are getting variations of the characters. So I have the question, and I this part I really don't know. Are we talking about different versions of Reed? Are we going to get more of
Nathaniel.
that?
We're going to Nathaniel
Oh, no,
here.
no, no! But Nathaniel goes to get Reed, Young,
Mm-hmm.
right? But we have
Mm-hmm.
no confirmation if that's the Reed from the 616.
Mm-hmm.
So until we have a confirmation that is the read from the 616, I will assume that is not the read from the 616.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is something that I have learned in this kind of comics. Unless you are specifically told that that character is from that universe, it may not. And
Ooh,
if you
you're
get
going
a,
to a little conspiratorial territory with
yep.
these comics. Okay, hey, I'll roll with that. Go on, go on.
Oh, dude, it happens a lot. It happens more than you will think. So I'm just saying, I have the feeling that that may not be that Reed Richards, right?
Okay, okay.
If it is, we will need some explanation about why then they don't remember the thing or why they don't have any system in place to try to help. If there's a system of like in Doctor Who of paradoxes that will destroy the universe if you messed up too much with time, it's simpler to explain that it's another universe. Is way simpler for narrative purposes. So I I will not be how do I say this? I will not be surprised
Mm-hmm.
or be against.
That's big,
Uh,
dude. That's big. And
yeah,
good
you
night, Penny.
good night. You have that moment with Ben that I really like because
Which
yeah,
one? There's
if
a few good Ben moments. Which one?
no, they well, last issue they told us that they have a way to make so Ben can reverse from the thing,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
in this, it will be even more voluntary because it's like Iron Man. Iron Man does not turn himself into Iron Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
just puts a suit. If the thing could work the same way, it will be actually really fun. So I'm not against that.
Mm-hmm.
They assemble the team, they go into whatever they are doing, and then this moment with Valeria. First, you have to blonde this really hot. Yeah, I won't
Oh, that's a
complain.
good one.
I won't complain. And second, the whole thing about well, Suno needs to at least suspect, if not understand, that the person that was in the previous issue that we read some time ago, that was Franklin. Because now she's in exactly the same silence field or whatever you want to call it. She's in the same time travel technology and everything. She needs to know at this point that
I think she's about to know. I think she's right now catching on with Valyria. I think she's gonna make that connection soon. We'll find out next
I
issue if I'm wrong. But the fact that she caught on to Valyria tells me she's gonna make some connections really quickly. If she doesn't,
yeah,
she will
exactly.
she will connect the dots.
Hey,
She's
question.
Susan Storm. She is genius level, so she needs to know at this point. You don't need to explain that much.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
Agreed.
So that panel where we see Reed's father teaming up, they're fighting the robot man.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I've got two theories kind of as I'm looking at that now. One, that could be a Doombot tying us
Mm-hmm.
back into Doctor Doom. And in it, he's saying he gained some control over time. There's 6
Mm-hmm.
people in the figure there. In the back of my head, I can't help but think Infinity Gems? Because I mean, it's sort of paralleling what we saw with the Council of Reeds, each one
Mm-hmm.
having an Infinity Gauntlet. So I'm seeing some parallels and connections that almost seem like they might be for something bigger.
It could
Mhm.
be with Hickman. You never know. That's the thing with Hickman. You can't rule anything out. I've learned that for better and worse. Luckily, in this one, it seems like for better. You can't rule it out. By the way, Happy New Year, Steve, to you and Maddie,
Happy New Year.
brother. I can't remember if you texted me. It was on New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, but hey, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you, homie. Okay. I appreciated that text. I just remember I got from you. It says, if you like Kung Fu movies, check out the 36 Chamber of Shaolin and Snake and Eagle Show, which is an early Jackie Chan. Dude, I have
Oh,
not
nice.
seen that. I have not. Okay. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to remember that. Thank you, Steve. And by the way, chat, if you were not around last year, me and the Toxic Tuesday guys, this is our link to our stream, the one for Toxic Tuesday. Okay. So please, if you haven't also posted on Rumble for all the Rumblers and Tobax, I haven't watched the one forever. It was an introduction to the multiverse concept. Why I'm mentioning this comment is because it showed you a very simple way of how you tackle the multiverse without getting so messy about it. I would actually make the argument that it did the multiverse concept better than Michelle Yeoh's Everything Everywhere All at Once. I saw that it was fine. It was a fine movie, but Jet Li's movie did it way better. It did it way better. And the thing is with multiverse concepts, the less stuff you tackle, the better. Because the more stuff you tackle, that's where you open the can of worms and make everything worse as far as writing goes. Jet Li's movie is one of the best multiverse movies, period. Full stop. It's not even close. All I'm just saying, guys, there's Jet Li fans in the chat. If you are a Jet Li fan, watch this and then become one. And, become one straight because I love Jet Li. I think he's fucking awesome. Between that and his fight against Dolph Lundgren in the Expendables, which that fight is incredible, by the way. The fact that it's the littlest guy versus the biggest man. It's a straight up David and Goliath encounter. Amazing. And like Jackie Chan before him, Jet Li does some incredible shit on screen. Seriously. We're going to do a Jet Li month on Toxic Tuesday in a few months. We already have the movies mapped out, and it's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible, the stuff that man can do. I miss him in movies. I really do. Jet Li is such an incredible talent. Melted Copper, what's up, buddy? The MCU Multiverse Saga should have had spotlight shows on other Earths, like 2000 thing doing team-ups like 70s comics instead of the Multiverse Saga is mostly talking about Nacho. Yeah, you know what would have been cool? You're onto the right idea. They could have done a spotlight episode on the 2099 universe. I would have loved that shit. Because as much as I am so burnt out, fatigued, mostly now against multiverses, if they did like just one-off spotlights, it would have been a lot more beneficial because then you would not tied it to the main universe. But also for the few like additional universes I liked, which is the Noir verse and the 2099 verse, bro, wow. Because I liked Spider-Man 2099. I like Doom 2099, Ghost Rider 2099. That 2099 corner was really killer stuff. And I like the noir stuff too. I really like the noir stuff. And yes, RJ, Jet Li was a great villain in Lethal Weapon 4. Oh, was he ever? Dude, you want to talk about a movie that got a lot of eyes on him? It was a perfect foil for Gibson and Glover. It really was.
I need to watch the whole Little Weapon set again.
Oh, I'm feeling good. Now we're talking multiverses, Fantastic Four, and then somehow we weaved a Jet Li into this conversation. Man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this.
It would be great to do the multiverse idea would be a ton of fun, and there has been some books we could easily lean on, for example. But with that, I think it's important. Yeah, we hit a couple of ideally what they ought to do is hit a couple of key points that are from the comics. Like we're gonna have to have Miguel O'Hara. It's like we got to have Spider-Man 2099. But
what a question.
But they also need to be able to breathe and do their own thing. So there is a fine line to walk, to not be so bound to what happened in the comics that you can't do your own thing, but also let's give some acknowledgments and adherence to the comics to a degree. Like, I'd be okay with bringing in if they decided to. Actually, it would be kind of fun if they decided to take the idea of Captain America and expand it out into essentially the Captain America is essentially the military. So they managed to find a way to do the super soldier serum. So you have a chance to build that up to where all the cops in this future world are all super soldiers.
Yeah. Steve, I'm gonna give you a spoiler for our Jet Li month because we got a month of it coming. Jet Li month later, and I think we're on spring. This movie's in that Toxic Tuesday list, the Shaolin Temple. It's in there. So all I'm saying is I hope you're in the chat for that one. So keep your eyes and ears open. Spring of 2026, Jet Li month. That one's in there. It's fucking in there. So I hope to see you in the chat, buddy. I really hope you're there for that one. The one proves there's a Jet Li in the MCU. Oh, dude, if he was Shang-Chi, he would mollywop the shit out of Soichi. And I have to call him Soichi because that was not Shang-Chi. The sad part is Shang-Chi is actually a really cool character in actual Marvel comics. He really is. I think he's just basically Bruce Lee, but it doesn't make it any less wonderful nonetheless. It's a great character.
Well, he's a fine character. It's just that they got they got tied into doing bad adaptations.
Oh yeah. And then when I hear that fucking ass clown, I'm not gonna sign comics from the old times, which AKR are the good comics. Dude, fuck off, bitch, okay?
You mean the
Seriously.
comics that made the character a thing for you to get rich off of?
Simu Liu is a fucking cuntosaurus Rex. Sorry, Steve, if your daughter heard that. You know I've been a lot better about not swearing on the show, but I had to let that one out. Seriously, that guy, like between him, White Tiger, all these great, like, different characters who are from that time period who are all killer. And we just portray them poorly. Insane. Whether Latino, Asian, great characters, great stories, badass art, by the way. Go read those Marvel magazines, and the art's killer. Man, I love reading that stuff. Love it. Yes, Shang-Chi does a gotcha. Madura. I saw the video of the White House page posted where it had a clip of Maduro saying, "Come and get me, find me." I was just like, wow. Really? You actually said that? You get what you asked for, bro.
He actually said that.
He actually said that.
It was harder to find Shia LaBeouf's "He Will Not Divide Us" flag than Maduro.
Well, before we get to Amazing Spider-Man, let me dig for this clip. Hell, I'll even fucking play it on here. All right, I'm done swearing for tonight. All right. Okay. I'm digging for the clip. Bear with me here. I know I got it. I found it. It's even on my own page. See? Every now and then, Nick could do something right. She's at her mom's. Okay. Well, still, I try not to, get ahead of myself. It's very important that I don't. But we're gonna still pretend like she is with you, okay? Just for we were in the middle of World War, but no one tell. No, I don't agree on that. I feel like we're in the middle of World War or anything. If I felt that way, I would. I really would tell. I would say, yeah, we got some problems.
The fact that they defeated the Venezuelan army that easy means that the conflict is over. There's no way. There will be people trying to take over power and everything, but there's no way there's somebody as stupid to say, no, we are going to war. They learned their lesson. They don't have the money, they don't have the resources, they don't have the training. That's it. And nobody else is mixing. Trust me, I know the region.
Well,
there's no country that is coming to fight, so that part is over.
All right, let's play this clip.
Venga por mí.
Yeah.
Aquí lo espero en Miraflores. No se tarde en llegar, cobarde.
And now, if you don't know, now you know.
Dude.
Yeah.
Don't take too long, coward.
Yeah.
His own words used against him.
The guy was begging for it. He actually
As
tried to surrender.
literally as it gets, he was asking for it. That's not figure speech. That's not figurative. It's not hyperbole. He said it verbatim.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but he actually wanted to surrender. But in exchange, he wanted $400 million
I
and
heard
a full
about that.
pardon for him and for his wife.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, no.
Like, no.
I guess, I'm just guessing, that they spent at best, like $6 million on the whole operation.
Fuck.
Yeah, it went cheaper.
He wanted 400 million. The best we could give him is some free airplane
So
tickets.
basically, Maduro's on clearance.
Yep.
All right, homies. Let's talk Amazing Spider-Man, okay? The Amazing Spider-Man number 92. So this issue, I gotta correct myself on one thing. One of my key issues, well, it wasn't an issue at the issue, issue at the issue. I thought that this Sam Bullock guy was running for mayor. It turns out he's running for DA. So I was like, oh, okay, he's not running for mayor, he's running for DA in this issue. Okay. Gil Kane teams up with Ramita on the art. I like their blend together. I think they are awesome as a tag team duo. I love the combination of these two together. Great cover. The way they utilize Iceman in this is great too. You could say as someone, if you're someone who's, been through 30, 40, 50 years of stories, you could see where this kind of goes, but the way it's executed makes up for it a lot. It makes up for it a lot. Now, I like how a lot of stuff is not just resolved, even though there's stuff that still needs to get resolved. My favorite thing was the J. Jonah Jameson stuff. I've already gone on a record saying he's one of the best supporting characters of all time. And this comic book solidifies that. Now, yeah, there is some of the on the nose politicalness, not as bad as the previous issue. It's there, but it's definitely nowhere as heavy handed. But it was cool to see Jameson, who's obviously always been very ideologically different from Robbie Robertson, come to an agreement on something. The unifying thing. The great unifier is Peter Parker. And they made that a part of the story on how JJJ was not going to be for Bullet. I'm still curious to see how the Gwen stuff is going to be handled. I love seeing Iceman on display. I really like his showcasing of powers. I like how he was like Johnny Storm with a girl on a typical date. Shit. And I like how he said he had to get his beauty sleep. Oh, man. I was cracking up with that shit. And him and Spider-Man have a few encounters. And I like how for the second time they're about to have an encounter, he actually just tries to eavesdrop in on him. He goes, oh shit, homie was telling the truth. I really, really like that. Really like that. And obviously, as they get the drop on all those guys, they mollywop some mobsters, get the drop then on Bullet. Bullet actually gets arrested, thank fuck. And I'm like, okay, cool. There's still some stuff that needs to be solved with Gwen, but hey, that could be done for another issue. So I would say overall, and I'm purposefully not talk about everything so you guys can have some of the floor too. An improvement issue, not as bad on the on noses. It doesn't feel as one-sidedness for when it gets into it. It feels definitely more unifying, especially when it comes to JJJ and Robbie Robertson agreeing on one issue. You don't fuck with Peter Parker. That's our guy. We'll fuck with him, sure. I'll give him flack when I want to call him a slacker on the job. Okay. But you don't get to go after him, Sam Bullock. That's my job. I'm his boss, quite literally. So I would say it's like a 7.5. You guys are the score. I'm just doing a 7.5, 7.7. Improvement on the last issue, which I think I gave somewhere between a 6 and a 7. I'll say this is like a 7.5. Action was really good. Once again, the team up of Gil and John works really well, even though I love Gil on his own. But having them together, smoking on the art. Smoking. All right. Ironcaster, you go.
It was certainly a better issue than the last. I did like seeing the build up. I liked seeing the stuff. Iceman, he's a good fun character when you can have him in here. I kind of would have liked to see more of the Bobby side than the ice powers at times. So it's like that is the lightest of complaints I can really have about it. I did like finally getting to see Jameson come back around. It actually gives us a good enough reason for us to uh for us to actually have Jameson turn on Bullet.
Yes.
Like, oh yeah.
Without changing who the character is, too. Without changing who the character is.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like Jameson, yeah, he's generally speaking, he's gonna stick to the facts. He's a man with integrity. It just Spider-Man is his blind spot.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And that makes for a fun character. And
Yes.
it's moments like this where we get to see that integrity of him come back out in the end, and to show you just, oh yeah, you can like Jameson, and he can be a good person. It's like at the end of the day, look, Bullet threatened one of his employees. It's like I
got
can't have that.
a point. Yeah, he had a point. I love how they gave JJ not only a moment of clarity, but a major one.
Just think about it bigger. It's not only that they mess with one employee, is that if he allows anybody to mess with one of his employees, it will happen again.
Yes.
So is even I will say he is a really good boss. He is really thoughtful about how he conduct this kind of situation because he's making money. He is also getting what he wants, that is somebody going against Spider-Man. But if you wait everything, no, he's a good boss. He fights for what he believes is the right thing.
He
And the right
truly
thing
believes
is
in what
whatever
he's
makes
saying.
him money.
Whether he's right or wrong, he does believe what he says.
Yep.
He actually doesn't believe he's not trying to be disingenuous. He does believe what he says. Once again, for better keywords and emphasis on and worse. He does believe what he says. Go ahead,
But I mean,
Caster.
also look at this: the notably straight Iceman
Oh yeah, right.
out on a date with a woman.
Oh, I know, right?
What are you talking about? He's always been gay. It's like, really? But
yeah. You
that is
know,
one of
Jean
those we are
Grey
never
got
gonna get over.
him. He kind of froze on women thanks to Jean Grey, you know?
She wouldn't and mess with his mind and made him gay, and now he thinks he likes men. Eventually
Yeah.
we will get the comic where he will be made straight again. I see it one day in the future.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
until
bold.
then, you can say that Jean Grey made him quit pussy cold turkey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, it's a fun fight. Iceman, and at this point, especially late I think we're at what, late 60s or no 70s comics at this point now.
Yeah, we're in the 70s, man. Isn't that crazy? We're in the 70s.
As far as personality goes, like character like Bobby Drake and the Human Torch, they're both kind of a similar character. It's just they're total opposites, and it's something I would love to see these two. I would love to see those two characters face off one another because they both have the same kind of temperament that works really well with Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think that would be my favorite, like, three characters to have in a comic book. I want to see Iceman, the Human Torch, and Spider-Man like getting into some big battle against. Oh, at that point, it wouldn't matter what the villain is. It just has to
Uh-huh.
be silly enough for for hot and cold to be battling. Maybe like something crazy out there, like I don't know, it's the Weather Wizard. No, that's a DC character. There's gonna be
Mhm.
some other like elemental villain for Marvel,
Okay.
or maybe some like Council of Elemental Evil,
Mhm.
and then you have those three teaming up, and it's like, yeah, you can have all. Actually, shit. What you really should do then is just build up a big elemental powered team and put
Mhm.
Storm in the mix.
Mm.
I'm just starting to spitball about like the comics I would want to see.
Mhm.
But no, it's fun. It's giving us a reason, kind of justifiably, for Iceman to show up, and it doesn't feel like it's forced
Mhm.
because Iceman's like, yeah, I'm just kind of. Iceman just kind of wants to kind of do good things, and he saw here's Spider-Man running off with a woman, and there's been a lot of bad propaganda out about him, in part thanks to Jameson, so it all kind of flows. But I guess if I had to actually give a real complaint, it's we get all this talk about Bullet being tied into the racist and that was from last issue that you don't really see anything with. I mean, the only thing you get that sort of confirms what Robbie's been saying is when Bullet says then like you better watch your mouth, black man. It's like
Yeah.
that's the only line that kind of confirms that to it.
Yeah. And JJ was not having that. And it shows you that obviously I've always figured that JJ and Robbie were very politically different, but they have things they agreed on. It showed you, though they may, even though it's not confirmed, I always just kind of got that interpretation that there are things that they can come together to agree on. And this was one of them. I love that a lot. It really balanced off from the one-sidedness of last issue into this issue. Shows you, yeah, they may or may not be, but here are things that they do agree on, and this is where we draw the line at. And that to me is like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can agree with that line too. I could roll with that. I'm all in on that. Let's freaking go.
No, otherwise it's a fine issue. Does a good job. It's one you wouldn't be mad get picking up.
No, I would be very happy with this issue. I would be very happy. This felt like it was a lot more centered, maybe even say centered left politically than if the last issue was far left, this one's more center left.
I can see
The
that.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just I agree.
Okay, Pablo, you're the man.
Uh, okay, let's begin with. There's a lot of similarities between Iceman and Johnny Storm, but if you see, Iceman actually takes the calmer approach at the end. He follows Spider-Man. He tries to first see whatever is happening. Johnny will have just uh, tackle Spider-Man in midair. They will have had more fighting.
Mhm.
Iceman, well, obviously he's part of a team that does way way more team-based operations than Johnny. Johnny normally goes with his sister and his brother-in-law and a stone. That's how he sees his whole life. It's a big vacation where he can enjoy. Iceman is part of the X-Men. So I don't see Iceman going out and trying to display himself. We had an issue where Johnny was in cowboy boots and shorts in the pole.
Mhm.
That kind of character. There's a difference there. So I like that you can actually see a different approach to being antagonistic with the Spider-Man while being basically same age bracket and same lifestyle, because that's part of what makes the interaction with Johnny Storm and Spider-Man really interesting. Is they are just kids. They assume they well, at least Johnny assumes that maybe Spider-Man is older,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just that dynamic. Billet is more used as a way to attack a characterization of politicians of that era on the previous issue. Here, they show him just as a crook. There's no longer that he's from that party or he's getting funds from that person. They don't care about that anymore. He's just a cartoon villain, basically. It works well. He actually gives a reason why maybe when can just accept that he was evil and don't blame him herself. You know how the character goes. Um, I I just don't see the point of the character really. Uh, I didn't dislike the issue. I like the issue. I like how they end everything, how they actually get built on jail and everything, but the payoff is not that great because for the superhero or for the superpower fight they needed to add a hero because Billet is powerless. Well, he's just a normal human.
Well, the problem is though they couldn't just make him another thug or kingpin type because the kingpin's already a thing, and so they had to try to go a different angle with it.
Yeah, but then you can have higher guns like, well, Tombstone. You know, something else. I just think that they got in a position where this team up needed to happen because they needed somebody superpower to fight against a Spider-Man because that was required for being an Spider-Man issue, right?
I wonder, and I'm gonna go look this up. I want to see what issue of Uncanny X-Men they were on back when this issue first released, just because I want to see if it was, or because, all right. So as you know, the original run of X-Men got canceled because of poor sales.
Yeah. I remember.
And so I wonder if this wasn't a way for them to try to muster up sales with Iceman having a guest appearance in Spider-Man.
Huh. Let me check. I actually can check this. Miss Spider-Man 92. Okay, this was
January 71.
1970. This was late 1970. So at that time, cancellation of original X-Men. Okay. You may be into something.
Because well, the same year that this came out was let's see, this the Marvel Wiki has it listed as 71, but still, if we're looking at this, let's see, I guess I should look. Um,
Yeah, I should have used Grog.
oh wait, actually, about 2 years later because it came back with like 93 or Uncanny X-Men 93 or
Okay,
94.
no. 1970.
Was it? Ooh,
You are on point. God damn
Oh!
it. You cracked the code.
yes. Yep.
You are on
Canceled in
point.
March after issue 66.
They were trying to use the character any way they could because the character no was a good character that they just have. Okay, yeah. I can understand why they used Iceman here.
Nick is
I'm
going to be so proud of
still,
us.
yeah, I'm still wondering if there was a better way to have a superpowered fight. Is the fact that you get a bit of insight on how both Spider-Man and Iceman fight is a really cool thing because they are explaining what they are doing, and you see that Iceman actually has some weaknesses that the Spider-Man can exploit, like just breaking the bridge.
Yep.
Because Iceman
Also,
cannot fly.
with Iceman's powers, there's a lot of interesting ways you can go about it. Like I like when he's shooting this ice beam. It's
Yep.
like ice cubes. He's just throwing ice cubes at people, and so it just in terms of like on a particular panel, when he's shooting it out, it's a lot of square pieces, irregularly shaped elements as he's like chucking those out. That makes for a bit of a dynamic thing that draws your eye right to his power.
Yep. Still, okay. I'm going to say this, and the fact that my grandfather used to work for newspapers as a cartoonist makes me feel a bit bad about saying this. But why was Iceman trusting mainstream media? Even at that time, they were crooks.
Yes, but also well, Iceman Bobby was always the youngest of the group, so he's pretty young by all accounts.
He reads Spider-Man is evil, and he goes like, Spider-Man is evil. Spider-Man goes to try to fix things with his girlfriend, and he's like, he's taking that ass. That'd be bad. That's the whole reason for the fight, man. That's it's too contrived. That's all.
Too
It's
contrived. Did you guys caught my DM, right?
oh, dude.
No.
Yeah. Also,
Okay. Oh.
while you were gone, we cracked the code.
On why they used Iceman.
Yeah, they were trying to use the X-Men characters because, well, the X-Men got canceled exactly the same year.
Like 2 months later, X-Men got canceled.
Dude. I was wondering why they used Iceman. I never really looked into it, thought too much about it. I just thought, wow, okay, it's interesting. Now, did I think it fit? Yeah. Did I think it may have been a precursor to Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends? Also, yeah. And I just thought, well, whatever the reason, I'm just glad that it happened because I really enjoyed this issue.
Yeah, like I said, it's a fun issue, but it's a fun issue. It's Iceman. It's a character you don't get to see nearly as much around like Spidey.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
yes, 10 years later we get the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends,
Yeah.
but it's for a number of other things we said today. It would be a good It would be a good team up to see more often.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking a parallel for Johnny on the X-Men, and strangely enough, the best character that actually fits on the description of the personality. He's a bit like Jubilee, but
Go on.
they are the ones that go against anything that the team says. Just because they want to do things. They are the loose cannon, right?
Well, I mean, like I said, Iceman
The
was
contrarian.
the youngest member of the original team, so he was brought in as sort of this like where I think the others were supposed to be in their late teens. Bobby was maybe 15, 16, so he got to be sort of the kid team member.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm in. Hey guys.
Hi, welcome to the late show.
Yeah, I can't really stay for long. My throat's been killing me. I've been sick all couple of last 2 weeks. I just wanted to drop by to say Happy New Year. Hope all you guys got in right. Happy New Year to the chat. Much love to all of you. Hope everything's great. Especially to you, Pablo, seeing all the crap going on in South America. But I hope everything's great with you boys.
Brother, things are good.
Yeah, I was gonna
One
say
of the bad guys
we talked about it earlier.
Yep. I'm really happy about them taking out one of the bad guys. That's all I will say.
Fantastic. Well, I'll be going then. Have a good one, boys. Need to get this throat better.
All right. Thank you, man.
Get better.
Peace.
No, that's cool that he did that. By the way, I gotta get something really quick to show off for you guys. All right, it's a crowdfunding comment that came in that was really cool. I see it. Let me get it up for you guys because there's one thing I do. I get it up. Okay, where are you? I see you. Let's get you into my hands. Okay. Ooh, hello. Knock that shit down. Okay. I got it up.
Zippery.
So I don't know if you guys might remember when we had my buddies Drew and Aaron on here as guests many months ago. I think it's about a year ago actually, aka Dolan. We promoted his Kickstarter comics that were to come out. He had a series of them, and well, I got the first issue of his series Silent Nights. And I'm gonna get it up for you guys. Okay. I'm only showing this cover off because, well, it's for the guys.
Ooh la la.
Now, when I read the early portion of the story, it's a floppy, by the way, the crowdfunding floppy.
How is it flopper with that?
I was like, are we sure about this idea? Okay. And as it goes on. There's not too much that happens story-wise. We get a very basic idea. But what does happen is very brutal and entertaining. Very entertaining. It's called Silent Nights, by the way. And so there you go. There's the letters. And it's very brutal. I have to emphasize it's very brutal. We get a basic premise of what is to come with this titular character here. I feel like this issue, it's a number one, it almost reads like a zero issue. We're getting the idea of what she's like and the type of missions she has to go through. And she definitely goes through very questionable figures in government too. And she has very sleazy tactics to get what she wants. Almost like James Bond, if you will. Boy, is it brutal. And since this issue came out, it was released recently, it was shipped to me, it does tie into Christmas themes without butchering Christmas. And it almost reminds me of a scene in a movie. Let's just say, cathartic Christmas music playing, there's brutal violence going on. And yet it fits what's going on with the themes of Silent Nights versus the brutality. It works. It shouldn't work, but it does. My buddy Drew, his actual name is Dolan Waddick or Waddick. I gotta ask him. Drew, if you're out there, I'm sorry, but he did this issue, and Omar Zaldivar, Luis Zavala, Aaron Sparrow, Murphy. Oh, that page is nudity. Can't show that up on screen. I'm not joking, by the way. I really can't. I will straight up get leveled. I'm trying to think what could give away some brutality without showing too much. Just to show you guys. Art's pretty good, but story-wise, it's fucking good. And it's a really good fight between this one lady, the redhead, and the guy. Oh yeah, can't show that page. Really cannot show that page. I will definitely get leveled. You know what? We will do that one because why not? So okay. The fight choreography is great, and she takes quite a beating herself. A lot of sharp objects involved. I had a lot of fun with this issue. I had a ton of fun. Here's the back cover. Silent Nights. TCM Press. Yes. Let's see here if I can. And yeah, front cover. You see it's at the United Nations. There's some corruption going at the United Nations. My buddy Dolan. And there's ours, Aaron Sparrow, who we've had on here. Casper, we did that Cobra Commander video. She's like, what? Similar but different. Definitely similar but different. She's definitely enough of a character stand on her own 2 feet, the same way Black Widow is, the same way Jessica Rabbit, the same way Saoirse from the Ripperverse is. She's similar enough to know it's a redhead who can fuck some shit up, but she's different enough that she stands on her own 2 feet. And it did come with a print and a bookmark. Not that I needed one because it's a floppy, but here's the bookmark for you guys because here, let me get it up.
Nice.
All right. So
Oh, I don't think you'll have any problem getting it up, Nick.
and then yeah, I just got the basic, very basic, but I'm looking forward to issue 2 of this. I'm gonna try to get Drew on to promote the next issue of this because I really want more eyes on this series. I had a fun time, and I want more people to know about this. So between obviously next week when I talk Ripper versus Norfolka, now Silent Knights, I want to get some eyes on some series again. And this is going to be one of the ones that will most definitely be highlighted. So I got to talk to Drew, which I'm going to do tonight. We talk pretty frequently. And we're gonna get a date set so we can get the campaign for when he has issue 2 go. I'd like to be the very first or second stream he hosts to promote that comic. I really, really enjoy that issue. That I'm gonna kind of fight for that one. So probably around March, April, between that one and we're gonna finally get Russ Leach back on to promote the Atlantean, his Cole series for issue 4. You count on that one as well. The future's looking fun. And by the way, Pablo and Castro, before you got here, we're throwing out ideas of comic book tier list shows to do for this show. Be very fun because we had a lot of fun talking the fast food tier list on Tuesday night. And I thought about at the show, how fun would it be to do a tier list on comic book stuff? Some guys like Stephen M. Kellell, Deeple threw in some ideas as well on what we could do. Like one was, I think Steven said, do a ranking not based on quality of movies, but based on comic book accuracy. I thought that was a pretty cool idea, right? That'd be a really cool show. So we were tossing around some ideas. I'm like, man, we could have a lot of fun with this one. And then I think it was Brad who mentioned we could do one like the Foxmen universe movies as well, or the Fox movies. We could do that as well. And that way people can know the good ones and the bad ones. Or what we decide, because obviously we'll have some conflict, but it'll be fun. Either way, I feel like between that, having guests on to promote their books, continue to talk Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and to promote the good new comics that come out. And then, of course, looking back what came out in the past, so classic Spidey, classic F4. We have a very well-established future for the show that looks really good. And this being the first stream of 2026 on this channel, it just feels really good to be operating on this channel now. 74 issues deep. And next week's going to be issue 75. Guys, I can't wait. I can't freaking wait. We got 14 of you still here. By the way, thank you guys for still being here this far into the show. We appreciate it. I mean, I got nothing else unless you guys do. All I know is in a few minutes, I'm going to be reading. I got some Savage Sword to catch up on, and I got to read my only new comic that came out last week, which was Flash Gordon number 14, which next week I got Nemesis Forever number 5, the conclusion of Nemesis Forever, and Conan Scourge of the Serpent number 4, which is the conclusion of that miniseries involving Conan, Cole, and James Kirwan. So those are all my 2 issues for next week that I'm buying. And unless a crowdfunder comes in that I don't remember of, those are my only comics for next week. You guys got anything else you want to mention before we plug plugs?
Yeah. Not off the top of my head. I'm actually gonna go. I'm well due for going back to the shop. Things been a little bit crazy with the holidays here, so I need to get my butt back in, see if I can't find any books to catch my eye. So with any luck, I'll be reporting back on that.
I will say if you are not up to date with One Piece, is a great time to get up to date with One Piece.
Season 2 is coming. Season 2 is
Well,
coming.
Not only that, Nick.
Maybe
as
that's the
far as-
motivation I need. Go on,
As
go
far
on,
as
guess.
as far as you might get a little humor, kick out of this. The mainstream anime, the mainline anime, it's been going for 1,000 episodes, is concluding season 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
Season 2 is coming.
Oh, I watched season 1. I loved it.
No.
I mean,
On the
I mean
anime,
the 1,000
after,
episode anime.
yeah,
It's the
it's
anime.
finishing at season 1.
1,100 and something episodes. Yeah,
And
that's season 1. That's season 1.
You sure about that?
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
Sure
season
about
1.
that?
On the end of the last episode for season 1, they actually say that it's season 1.
Yep. Yeah. Actually, they're gonna go from being just an ongoing series to doing doing seasonal bouts. So you might get something every 6 months. We might get a little batch of episodes. And yeah, it is a ridiculous amount of stuff to watch, but there's a lot of good in there.
Also, they are doing a shortened version.
That too. But aside from that, like it is just a really good time for getting into a lot of like anime because there's so much to kind of get into. One of my personal favorites right now is the series called Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider, and it kicks all kinds of ass. It started off with a dude who's like a 40-year-old guy who's a mega fan of this show from his childhood, and finally decided, I need to grow up. I'm never going to actually become the Kamen Rider like I dreamed of. And then fate has kind of put him in a position to where he could literally grab a mask and go be a hero. So it is a series worth watching if you were ever a mega fan of something as a kid and always carried the flame of that with yourself.
Also, this season, whips are eating good, man. We are getting a Frieren season 2. We are getting Jujutsu Kaisen season 3 or 4? 3. We are eating really good, man. And the year is getting better and better and better with all the announcements.
They just announced Ruri Dragons getting an anime adaptation.
Yep, by Kyoto Animation.
And one of my favorite shows from last year, "'Tis Time for Torture Princess," is getting a season 2.
Yep.
Which Nick, it's actually a series I would recommend for you to watch, and I think you could enjoy it with your kids too. It's literally about a princess who's been kidnapped by some demons, and they're torturing her for.
Oh, god damn it, he froze.
But the tortures are literally just like, oh, am I good?
Oh, you're good now.
Okay. You're muted, Nick. It's an anime about torture that I can recommend.
Say that name again.
'Tis Time for Torture Princess.
'Tis Time for Torture. Okay.
And it is like, oh, we are good. And they're kind of evil tortures too, because it'll be things like, oh, I have a delicious like grilled cheese, but rather than dipping into like the tomato tomato soup, I'm gonna eat them separate, and you're gonna have to be forced to watch.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's actually super wholesome. I adore.
Sounds great. No, my kids are like, please watch K-pop Demon Hunters with us. And I'm like, maybe one day. They really want me to watch that. So, anyways, no, it's cool. I'm glad you guys got things that we could throw out there for people to get on. So, all right, chat. We're gonna get the frick out of here. All right. So as far as plugs go, because I got a plug to plug, because of course I do. Go sub to my channel, my metal channel, Bonded by Metal. right here. I'm going to put it in the YouTube chat. That's the bond of my put a video on December 31st. Top 10 albums of 2025. I even did a timestamps for you guys on 10 through 1. So please go watch it if you haven't. And like I said, later this month will be the ranking the albums of Megadeth and then the Megadeth last album review as well. As far as my channel, I don't know what I got for videos on this channel yet, but I've got videos for sure locked down on that channel. As far as streams, Toxic Tuesday, we're talking the Ice Pirates on January 6th with Dave C as our guest. We'll be here next Saturday talking Norfolka Glorious Death, number 1 from Eric July and Ronaldson Friere. That will be our Ripperversary. We haven't done one in quite a few months, so we'll be doing that. That'll be a one-off show for next week. And then, of course, back to Spidey and F4 the week after. As far as other shows on here, well, we'll figure out how we can integrate the tier list on comic shows and Toxic Tuesday. More on that shortly. So keep your eyes open and stay tuned on that. But please, once again, go sub to Bonded by Metal. And when this stream is on, go watch the top 10 albums of 2025. Please. Those are my plugs for now. Casser, plug your plugs. As I know your puppet's got that Snow Dub show tonight.
Actually, no. Tonight we're off. So funny thing about that. So, season 3 or 4 of the Cotton Council just wrapped up last week with the new year, which ended with Jolly storming off of his own show, and so he might not even be back for his own show when it comes back around. The drama is building up. There's possibly a kidnap little baby puppet in the mix. Like, you gotta come check it out. See all the craziness going on over there. But we're not on this week, so kind of stay tuned over there for Snowed Up, because you want to see what nonsense drama these puppets get into. One of them may have been deported. But other than that, I have Monday nights 9 p.m. Eastern. I do the Mech Pit chat where I talk about big robots and anime and all kinds of silly nonsense stuff. And that's my primary show I do over my channel. And Tuesday evenings I do a show with a few friends over on Pops's called Talk Hard, where we talk about movies. And this week we are going into a bit of a classic, one that I think might be the last great comedy Hollywood produced. I am, of course, talking about Tropic Thunder.
Oh, so good. So good.
And Nick, I have a recommendation for one of our tier lists. Spider-Man villains. It's a big one. We got to
do it. Let's do it. Okay.
What if we save it till after we get to issue 100?
Nice.
So then, okay, let me look here. So next week, Norfolk, and then next week, the week after is the 17th, would be 92 of Spider-Man. 92? Was it 93?
We just did 92.
Okay, so 3, 4, 5. I'm looking at the day. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. So we could do an episode 100. Sorry, issue 100. Oh, that would be Saturday, March 14th. Issue 100. Sorry. It wouldn't be issue 100. Sorry, I'm looking here. It would just be say 4, say 5, say 6, 7,
8. Sorry, Mars Monkey.
Issue 83. Issue 83. And we will have talked ASM number 100 by then. Yeah. So hold on. Now I'm double verifying this shit. Okay. So 2, 3, 5. Yeah. March 14th, we could do it because the week before will have been issue 100. And then March 14th, we can do ASM villains tier list. Oh, that's gonna be so fucking fun. So let's fucking go. Let's go, man. That is going to be so fucking fun. Well, Casser, I appreciate the idea. We're going to do it. We're going to go all in. Thanks for being here. And we're going to come. It's going to be huge. Have a great night and weekend. Pablo, plug your plugs.
I don't have absolutely anything going on, but with Jesse, I will be tomorrow talking about episode 3 and 4 for the seventh season of first season, seventh arc of Doctor Who. So we are on Hartnell Sarah. We are talking about the Sensorites, and yeah, that will be it. Next week I'm back here, so we can plug that every week.
Yeah, sure. Well, Pablo, thank you as well, sir, for being here. Have a magical night, weekend.
Happy
Viva
New Year,
la
guys.
Libertad. Happy New Year. Long live freedom, damn it. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Chat, we're getting the hell out of here. I'll see a lot of you. What's up?
I need let me help out Mars Monkey Max here. Here's a link to the Tropic Thunder episode. So that'll be coming up. Give them a subscription. Stop on in. We'll have some fun along the way. It's me, Pops, Squeak and Mouse, and whoever else we might be able to scrounge up. So maybe one of these days we can find a way to get Nick in to talk about some nonsense movies.
All right.
But, sorry about that.
All right. No, you're good, man. You're good. All right. Chat, we're getting out of here. Go check that link out for Tropic Thunder. Have a great night, weekend. Goodbye, good fight, and good night.
I smell horse shit. It's horrible, but I can smell it.
Smell that shit.